Keating-Owen Child Labor Act of 1916, 64th Congress of the United States of America, at the first session, begun and held at the city of Washington on Monday, the 6th day of December, 1915, an act to prevent interstate commerce in the products of child labor and for other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that no producer, manufacturer, or dealer shall ship or deliver for shipment in interstate or foreign commerce any article or commodity the product of any mine or quarry situated in the United States, in which within 30 days prior to the time of the removal of such product therefrom children under the age of 16 years have been employed or permitted to work, or any article or commodity the product of any mill, cannery, workshop, factory, or manufacturing establishment situated in the United States, in which within 30 days prior to the removal of such product therefrom children under the age of 14 years have been employed or permitted to work, or children between the ages of 14 years and 16 years have been employed or permitted to work more than 8 hours in any day, or more than 6 days in any week, or after the hour of 7 o'clock post-meridian, or before the hour of 6 o'clock ante-meridian, provided that a prosecution and conviction of a defendant for the shipment or delivery for shipment of any article or commodity under the conditions herein prohibited shall be a bar to any further prosecution against the same defendant for shipments or deliveries for shipment of any such article or commodity before the beginning of said prosecution. Section 2. That the Attorney General, the Secretary of Commerce, and the Secretary of Labor shall constitute a board to make and publish from time to time uniform rules and regulations for carrying out the provisions of this act. Section 3. That for the purpose of securing proper enforcement of this act the Secretary of Labor, or any person duly authorized by him, shall have authority to enter and inspect at any time mines, quarries, mills, canneries, workshops, factories, manufacturing establishments, and other places in which goods are produced or held for interstate commerce, and the Secretary of Labor shall have authority to employ such assistants for the purposes of this act as may from time to time be authorized by appropriation or other law. Section 4. That it shall be the duty of each district attorney to whom the Secretary of Labor shall report any violation of this act, or to whom any state factory or mining or quarry inspector, commissioner of labor, state medical inspector or school attendance officer, or any other person shall present satisfactory evidence of any such violation, to cause appropriate proceedings to be commenced and prosecuted in the proper courts of the United States without delay for the enforcement of the penalties in such cases herein provided, that nothing in this act shall be construed to apply to bona fide boys and girls canning clubs recognized by the Agricultural Department of the several states and of the United States. Section 5. That any person who violates any of the provisions of Section 1 of this act, or who refuses or obstructs entry or inspection authorized by Section 3 of this act, shall for each offense prior to the first conviction of such person, under the provisions of this act, be punished by a fine of not more than $200, and shall for each offense subsequent to such conviction be punished by a fine of not more than $1,000, nor less than $100. Or by imprisonment for not more than 3 months, or by both such fine and imprisonment, in the discretion of the court, provided that no dealer shall be prosecuted under the provisions of this act for a shipment, delivery for shipment, or transportation, who establishes a guarantee issued by the person by whom the goods shipped or delivered for shipment or transportation were manufactured or produced, resident in the United States, to the effect that such goods were produced or manufactured in a mine or quarry, in which within 30 days prior to their removal therefrom no children under the age of 16 years were employed or permitted to work, or in a mill, cannery, workshop, factory, or manufacturing establishment, in which within 30 days prior to the removal of such goods therefrom no children under the ages of 14 years were employed or permitted to work, nor children between the ages of 14 years and 16 years employed or permitted to work more than 8 hours in any day or more than 6 days in any week, or after the hour of 7 o'clock post-meridian, or before the hour of 6 o'clock ante-meridian. And in such event, if the guarantee contains any false statement or a material fact, the guarantor shall be amenable to prosecution and to the fine or imprisonment provided by the Section 4 violation of the provisions of this Act. Said guarantee, to afford the protection above provided, shall contain the name and address of the person giving the same, and provided further, that no producer, manufacturer, or dealer shall be prosecuted under this Act for the shipment, delivery for shipment, or transportation of a product of any mine, quarry, mill, cannery, workshop, factory, or manufacturing establishment, if the only employment therein within 30 days prior to the removal of such product therefrom of a child under the age of 16 years has been that of a child as to whom the producer or manufacturer has in good faith procured at the time of employing such child, and has since in good faith relied upon and kept on file a certificate, issued in such form, under such conditions, any by such persons as may be prescribed by the Board, showing the child to be of such an age that the shipment, delivery for shipment, or transportation was not prohibited by this Act. Any person who knowingly makes a false statement, or presents false evidence in, or in relation to any such certificate or application therefore shall be amenable to prosecution and to the fine or imprisonment provided by the Section 4 violations of this Act. In any state designated by the Board, an employment certificate, or other similar paper, as to the age of the child, issued under the laws of that state, and not inconsistent with the provisions of this Act, shall have the same force and effect as a certificate herein provided for. Section 6. That the word person as used in this Act shall be construed to include any individual or corporation, or the members of any partnership, or other unincorporated association. The term ship or deliver for shipment in interstate or foreign commerce, as used in this Act, means to transport or to ship or deliver for shipment from any state or territory, or the District of Columbia, to, or through any other state or territory, or the District of Columbia, or to any foreign country, and in the case of a dealer means only to transport or to ship or deliver for shipment from the state, territory, or district of manufacture or production. Section 7. That this Act shall take effect from and after 1 year from the date of its passage. Approved, September 1, 1916.